I was lying alone in my room when I heard the voice, deep and crackly, coming from beneath my bed. "Hey!" the voice called out. I told myself I was just imagining it. "Hey, kid!" the voice repeated. I drew my knees up to my chest and ducked my head under the blanket, trying to shut out the voice and the cold wind that drifted in through the window, ruffling the curtains. "Who are you?" I asked. "I'm the monster underneath your bed," the voice replied. "You mean you're real?" I asked. "What do you mean?" the monster said. "Of course I'm real." "Do you have a name?" I asked. "Of course I have a name." "Oh, well, what is it?" "Frank." "Frank?" "Yeah," the monster said. "Is there something wrong with that?" "No, I don't know," I said. "It's just not very monsterly." "Well, my parents didn't want me to be a monster." "Really? What did they want you to be?" "A dentist." "That's funny," I said. I could feel myself beginning to smile. "What do your parents want you to be?" it asked. "I don't know. Hey, Frank?" "Yeah?" "Aren't you gonna, scare me or something?" "What? Why would I do that?" "Well, you're a monster, aren't you?" "Well, yeah, of course I am. But that doesn't mean that I scare little kids." "But I thought that was your job." "It is my job to scare people," he replied. "But only bad people." "Am I a bad person?" I asked. "No," he said. "But you're not the one I'm here to scare." "Who are you here to scare?" I asked. "The man inside your closet." The skin on my arms goose-fleshed up. I wanted to ask him what he meant, but I fell silent as I heard a rustling coming from the closet. The door creaked open, and I could hear soft footsteps padding towards me across the bedroom floor. I didn't dare peek out of the blanket. The footsteps stopped, and I could hear heavy breathing next to me. I squeezed my eyes tight. The warm sanctuary of the blanket disappeared as it was yanked off me. I hugged my arms around my knees and prepared for the worst. A scream shattered the night air, followed by the sound of breaking glass. I opened my eyes a crack to see a knife lying on the carpet next to my bed, blade glinting in the moonlight. My parents rushed into the room and asked me what had happened, but I didn't know what to say, only that someone had been hiding in my closet and they'd jumped out the window. My parents called 911 and the police came right away. They picked up a man called Gary Thompson sprinting through the streets a couple blocks away. He was covered in blood and broken glass. They found Gary's car abandoned on our property, and inside they found duct tape, knives, barbiturates, and a video camera. From what I heard, Gary's lawyer employed an insanity defense, and Gary is currently incarcerated in a state mental facility for the criminally insane. I never heard from Frank the monster again, but the officer who arrested Gary told me that he sleeps on the floor of the facility. He tells the doctors that he's terrified of Frank, the monster under his bed. My husband brought home a fake daughter. This is not my child. That was all I could think. "Honey," said my husband, "is everything all right?" "Who is this?" I said, staring at the little girl I'd never seen before, standing in my house, dressed in my daughter's clothes. "Where is Liza?" My husband gave me a worried look, and the girl who was not Liza looked positively terrified. "What do you mean?" said my husband. "Are you feeling all right?" Why was he evading my question? Why couldn't he just answer? I took a deep breath, tried to remain calm. "I'll be all right," I said, "as soon as you tell me where my daughter is." My husband frowned, and the little girl's eyes welled up with moisture. My husband placed a protective hand over her shoulder and leaned down to whisper in her ear. "Go on upstairs, honey," he said. "Mommy's not feeling well." The girl wasted no time in doing what he said. She clutched her schoolbooks to her chest and barreled past me, rushing up the stairs. I heard the door of my daughter's room slam. The look on my husband's face was a mix of pity and restrained anger. "You haven't been taking your medication," he said. "Don't try to deny it. I can see it in your eyes." I waved my hand in a dismissive gesture. "I don't need them," I said. "They make my mind all fuzzy." The anger on my husband's face became less restrained. Well-etched frown lines beneath his lips deepened. "Do you remember what happened the last time you said that?" he asked. "Aye." The suggestion was enough. A swarm of shattered and confused images flooded my mind, like the wave of nausea that comes before vomit. My husband screaming, covered in blood. "Look what you made me do," he was shrieking. "Look what you made me do." I felt the floor tilt beneath me, and before I knew what had happened, I found myself falling backwards into my husband's arms. Hot tears were streaming down my cheeks, and my body convulsed with violent sobs. My husband gently brushed my hair and whispered in my ear. "Shh," he cooed. "It's not real, honey. I promise that it's not real." I silently nodded my assent. I let him carry me up to our bedroom and lay me gently down on the bed. He walked over to the dresser where he kept the cocktail of drugs that I took every day to maintain my sanity. I swallowed them gratefully. Soon my mind was going fuzzy. I could feel myself becoming a pliable zombie that could be told anything, made to do anything. Of course I knew that it was wrong, that that girl was not Liza. I knew that it wasn't me who had been driven insane by our daughter's death, but my husband. I knew he had kidnapped that girl when she was a toddler and brainwashed her into believing she was Liza. But most importantly, I knew that if I didn't take my pills, if I shattered his precariously built illusion, that he would kill the girl and start all over again, just like he did the last time.